Welcome home to St. Anne's. We want you to know that you're welcome to join us at 10 a.m. on Sundays. Please be sure to hit subscribe to receive our sermons. We can't wait to meet you.
So this is one of those Gospels that I think it's really tempting for clergy to take the easy way out on. So let's go over what happens in this Gospel story very quickly. Jesus is at the synagogues, and he's teaching. He's doing his Jesus thing. He's a pretty good speaker, actually. He's pretty charismatic. And so the leaders of the synagogues, they don't really like him because he makes them look bad. Right? Have you ever been in a situation where there's a person who's actually in charge, but then there's somebody else who's actually better at their job than them? And you would think, like, if we were all decent humans, we'd be like, awesome, great, you're really good at that job, let's use that. But no, more often than not, that feels threatening, right? And what do you do if somebody feels threatening? I mean, you could look at your own stuff, but it's just easier to be like, threatening person down, right? Because, we're human, that's what we do. And so we have this healing story. And Luke is really into healing stories. That's one of Luke's trademarks. And so we have this story of this woman who's been crippled for a very, very long time, right? And so she comes to the synagogue because luckily for her, she's crippled, but she's not like unclean crippled. I mean, we got gradations here of things that you can be. And luckily for her, she still gets to go to the synagogue and pray because she's not unclean. She's just crippled up. And that's okay. You can be crippled up. That's fine. Says the priest who's like, it's fine. It's fine. It's ironic. It's ironic. Okay, and so I get to go to church too. And so she goes, and Jesus notices her. And that's really important because she doesn't seek Jesus out, does she? That's not part of our narrative. Our narrative is not that she goes there seeking to be cured, but she goes there to worship her God. And Jesus notices her. And he calls her over, and thus this healing story begins. Now, what's really tempting for us as clergy, and for us as humans in general, is to focus on that part of the story. Because it's a really sweet story, right? You're like, oh, crippled woman, she gets saved. Yay. That's cute. Let's feel good, right? And so we kind of stop there. Because, guys, that preaches. You know what preaches? Feel-good stories. You know what gets butts in pews? Feel-good stories. We like feel-good stuff. That'll preach. Guess what doesn't preach? The rest of the gospel story. So the leaders of the synagogues get, they're kind of annoyed because, this is their territory. This is our space, and you be all up in here curing these people. No, you're making us look bad. Don't nobody want to look bad in their own house? No. And so they're like, excuse you. What are you doing making us look bad? And Jesus is like, excuse me? Let's try this again. And so he rebukes them. And it's a powerful rebuke because, brothers and sisters, we love rules. We love rules, especially when they justify our own behaviors. Because they aren't making this argument because they believe it. They're making this argument because he made them look bad. Because Jesus is doing things that they can't do or that they won't do. And that's really important. I'm going to say that again. Jesus is doing things that they will not do. Things that make them uncomfortable. This is not them actually looking at the law and being like, you know what, that's wrong. That's unethical to do that. No, they are uncomfortable because they've been called out for not doing what they are called to do. Because guess what? Ministry and God is for everybody. Everybody. Even the weirdos that make you uncomfortable. And don't you be acting like there ain't no weirdos that make you uncomfortable. There are weirdos that make you uncomfortable. There are weirdos that make me uncomfortable. Right? Right? And Jesus is actually getting in there and doing what we are called to do. So when they go to these rules, it's not about them actually believing those as being sacred text. It's about them realizing there's something about religion that can justify their actions or lack thereof. Brothers and sisters, we got some serious looking to do. Because how often, we're just going to get real. I'll be honest. My daughter came to me, and it's her birthday coming up, and she says, I really, really want a cat. Now, we ain't getting no more cats. I have a cat, he's sacred to me, and we ain't getting no more cats as competition for sacred Louis cat. Now, I could have an honest conversation, or we could do what all parents do. And don't you lie to me and say you haven't done it. Well, not right now, sweetie. Not right now. Why do we say not right now? Because it's easier than saying no and giving them real reason. I mean, anyone ever been, and now I'm a clergy person, so people love to try and sell me on stuff. Be like, you really, so they will take me out to lunch or to coffee, and let's be real, you all know what my trigger points are. And they'll take me to post coffee, and then, chances are I'm going to say yes if you take me to post coffee. And they'll give me the hard sell, right? I have no interest in buying your church insurance. I have no interest in getting all my parishioners on board with something that sounds ridiculous to me. But I'm 5'4", and I'm a wimp. I think this is a really good idea, and I like what you're doing here, but not right now. Not right now, right? I could be honest and be like, no. Or I could be like, that's a vestry decision. And I could go all legalistic, and don't you think that I haven't done it? I've done it. I'm just a priest. I think it's great, right? But not right now, right? Brothers and sisters, anyone else been like, not right now? Now, in honesty, you want to say, no. But you ain't going to say that, right? You're going to be like, not right now. I think it's a great idea. I love cats. I think y'all should have a pet hedgehog, but your dad says no. Right? We've done this, right? And we do it to just kind of stave off having an honest, real conversation, or doing what we probably should be doing, right? Jesus does not have time for our putting stuff off. I'm going to say that again because I think it's really, really important. Because the reason that we do these things is to push it down the line, right? We don't want to have the difficult conversations. So we push it down the line. We say, not right now. And I've used examples that are pretty calm and tame, right? Like hedgehogs. I think hedgehogs are cool. It's their dad's fault that we don't have a hedgehog. Or, why we do things as a church or what. But what if we looked more deeply at some of the things that we put off because they're uncomfortable? Do you realize that 400 years ago this month, the first slave ships landed on our shores? 400 years. 400 years. Do you know that more black men are in shackles now than they were in slavery? I'm going to say that again because I think it's really important. More black men are in shackles now than they were in slavery. We've got some serious work to do, don't we? How are we doing on homophobia? How are we doing on misogyny? How are we doing on racism? How are we doing at welcoming the stranger and the alien among us? Or do we go to those rules? We go to those rules that say, not right now. Not right now. Now is not the time. Today is the Sabbath. We got stuff to do. We're making progress. But not right now. Not right now. let me tell you that nothing in history has ever changed because of not right now. Change is never right now. It's never a good time. It is never a good time to get real with ourselves. Because guess what? It's comfortable for us, right? It's comfortable. It's comfortable not having another cat. It's comfortable not getting a hedgehog because, they're kind of dirty and they stink. And that cat that I love so much is probably going to eat that hedgehog. It is comfortable for us to not change our systems. But Jesus does not have time for us kicking the can down the road. Jesus does not have time for just wait until it's not the Sabbath. Just wait, because he knows what that really is. There's not going to be a good time. There is not going to be a time where we don't feel lost. There is not going to be a time where we want that change to happen. Not while we're happy. Not while we're comfortable. So I ask us today on our Sabbath, to really, truly reflect on those bondages. Where are they? Why are we not changing them? It could be something as small as, you really are going to do the Whole 30. Like, you're really going to do it. It's going to happen next month. I got this birthday party I'm going to, and I want to eat cake. So Whole 30 next month. Or it could be bigger things like we really need to work on our marriage. We really do need to work on our marriage. Maybe next anniversary. Maybe. I really need to get involved in ministry. I really need to do that new thing at work that is really, really important. But not right now. I'll get around to it. Maybe we need to see some changes in our society. But it's really easy to say, not right now. Not right now. It's not a good time. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe 400 years from now. Is that what we're saying? 400 years from now? Is that what we're saying? Because Jesus doesn't have time for that. And I think that